So,
OB, OB,
OB,
OB.
OB, OB,
all right,
OB.
all right, we're in. We're all right, guys. Welcome to our first live show on the Trippy J Pod. This is just going to be kind of a shoot your shit type of segment here. We're just going to be talking and enjoying ourselves. If you're on, hop in the chat, say what you got to say. But let's have some fun. So, first off, I want to ask you guys how you're doing tonight. Jace, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. I got all of the kinks rolled out. Wi-Fi is working, headphones working, microphones working. I'm good. I'll be here the whole time tonight. Won't be cutting out early. Should be all right.
That's what we love to hear.
But we'll see.
That's what we need to hear right there. I need that dedication out of you. I love the commitment. You went out of your way to get a whole entire new Wi-Fi system put into your home. You can't ask for anything else,
That's
really.
true. That's true.
Hey, he was in the leagues. He knows some people.
That's facts. That's facts. He must know a guy.
Yeah.
Jake, what are you up to, dude? How's the new job doing this week for you?
Dude, not too bad. I was actually loving the new job. So very excited for all that and see what that has to offer. Just got home, doing some running around. So if you hear Obi in the background, it's just he's going crazy. So he's excited I got home. But other than that, how y'all doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. Honestly,
Fantastic.
you can just feel the football fever. Every single day we're closer to the first Saturday of the season.
Well,
And
you have
God
a big
bless, I'm
Friday
excited.
coming up.
Yeah, it's a scrimmage this week, but next week is when it gets real. First game of the year is next week, so the boys are buzzing, baby. We're ready to go, ready to knock some teeth in.
Is Jax buzzing?
Ready to see it.
Is Jax
Yeah,
buzzing?
Jax he is always buzzing, dude. He's always ready to knock some teeth in.
I can hear it.
So if anybody walks in, they better be careful because this boy's coming. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm so ready. God, I'm so ready. It's been so long. But let's get into the show.
Hey,
here.
Jared. Hey, before we get into it, talk about your Rossford's head coach, some key adds, some key losses, schedule breakdown, real quick. Final record. What do you think?
That's something I can't talk about on air. So
Okay, that's fair.
let's just say we have some good athletes. The game is won in the trenches, like it always is for every team. So got some dudes that need to step up front, and if that happens, then we can have a really
Record.
But we're gonna go 15-0. On to the show.
That's what I'm talking about.
On to the show. All right, first question. This is for all of us. I love this question. Jake, it's actually from you. So I'm going to have you start this off and answering it. What makes football the greatest sport on the planet?
Honestly, I think it's just really simple. It's just the one sport that's the ultimate true team game. I mean, it takes all 11 people on every single play for that play to be successful. And even if all 11 people do the right thing on that play, the defense could counteract that. You know what I'm saying? So I think with that, where you could have 10 people who do an amazing job on one play, one guy misses a block, and that's a negative 3-yard loss. So I think and then you also have a defense and an offense and a special team. So there's just so many different aspects of a game where the offense doesn't have control on what the defense is doing. The defense doesn't have control on what the offense is doing. So, I mean, it's a legit, true team game, and you're relying on everyone next to you. So I think with that aspect of just kind of not having so much control, like in the NBA, you can see it. One guy can take over a game for a quarter, 2 quarters, and it can control like a series. So I think with that being said, that's the reason that's the greatest sport.
Can I add something about football? Why it's the greatest sport?
Yeah, go ahead.
In professional sports, they play the fewest amount of games. And it's the only sport where you can have an entire week to prepare for one game. You have one game every week. So the suspense build up from the Monday or the Sunday starting all the way through until Saturday, you're thinking about one game. And that's very rare in professional sports or in just sports in general. And I think that's why That's why I enjoy football, is because you get to see everybody's game plan and how they prepared the whole week before for this one game, because that's what's most important is that game, the next game.
And another thing to add to is I think like there's only 18 or 17 games in a football season, so almost week 2, week 3. I mean, every single game matters. Where in baseball you have 162 games, where game 87 you could care less on what the final score of that was, but week 2 or week 3, you have 2 or 3 bad weeks in a row in the NFL. That's your season basically.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just I don't know. It's very tough that, and you got to think about it. I kind of forget. Jay said something earlier, which I thought about, but I can't remember right now. But Jared, if you want to explain on it, you can, and if I remember, I'll say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive a little deeper than just the game of football. So there's 11 people on a field at one time, right? Trying to execute a play.
22.
But I'm saying on a team, one side of the team, trying to execute a play.
You said there's 11 people on the field, but I know. I was being technical, buddy.
So on our team, we have about 60 dudes. 60 dudes are all trying to accomplish one goal: to win a game, to win a championship, and so on. But the game of football teaches life lessons. You're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna get your ass kicked on a play. But the greatest thing is that you can get back up. You can dominate. In life, you're gonna get kicked down. You're gonna have bad days. But the key to that is to get up the next day and make it a better day than the last day. And in football, it teaches you those things. And not only is it a game that you can do that for yourself, but you can help lift others around you. When they're having a bad day or a bad play, you can lift them up for the next play because you need that guy next to you. And in life, you need those people that love you, with you, and the family that needs you or that is with you. And that's why I love football, because football is just a small microcosm of what the game of life is. And football just teaches lessons that cannot be taught anywhere else or in any other sport. And that's why I love it on the planet.
I mean, why are we doing a sports podcast? We should be doing psychologist online meetings.
I'm about to run through a
That
fucking
was
wall.
incredible. I love that.
That's all I got.
No, I mean, you say after that. That sums it up. That's perfect.
I'm torqued over here. I'm ready to run through a wall.
I mean, it's
fully torqued.
Fully torqued.
Dude, what I would do to go back and just have one fucking play, dude, holy shit. I would absolutely whoever's in front of me, I'm absolutely dominating you for one play. You have no chance.
I promise you put me across the line from me, I'm putting you on your ass, but that's a different story.
All right.
And if the high schoolers that knew that now, I think the effort would change a little bit on the field.
100%.
If they knew what the feeling was in our shoes now, the effort would change.
And that's a great point. That's another reason why I think football is the greatest, because there's going to be a day where you can't play football anymore.
Yep.
No matter how bad you want to, that day is always going to come for every single person.
Not Tom Brady.
And a lot of other sports, you can continue to play those things in some aspect of it. You know what I mean? Obviously, they have flag football, but we all know it's not the same. Football comes to an end for everybody, and for some, it ends after you're 18. So It comes at a young age, and you don't understand it when that day comes at the time. You won't realize years down the road. And I think if young people could understand it, it would be so different to them in the present.
Absolutely.
But it won't be.
Absolutely.
It's always like that for everybody, and everyone's gone through that same exact phase in life. So it's just life.
I agree.
But enough with the emotional shit. Let's move on. So this question comes in from one of our good friends and good listeners, Don Meldon. Don just had another kid recently, so congrats to him and Brittany, and we wish them nothing but the best. Wish them nothing but the best, nothing but health for the baby. His question is, let's start with the first one. We'll start one at a time here. What are the 3 most iconic sports franchises in America? So we talked as a group before the show started. and we're going to give one for each of the three major sports professionally that are in our country. So we got MLB, which we all agreed on. It's the Yankees.
Has to be.
NBA, it has to be the Yankees, right? I mean,
Most iconic.
Boston.
does it have to be Red Sox?
I would say the Brooklyn Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers would be pretty iconic as well.
Dodgers, yeah. I would have to say the LA.
Yeah, it's a toss up. So NBA, we got the Lakers. Obviously,
That's
for
what
this,
I thought you were on that sport. That's why I said Boston.
I got you. So this is Boston. The second one, this is probably 1A, 1B. LA,
Yeah.
the Lakers, and the Celtics. That's 1A,
Yep.
1B. And then NFL, we all agreed on the Cowboys. And Jace, who would you have for second most iconic team in the NFL?
I mean, I would probably say the Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins fans are everywhere.
I mean,
They're
realistically, are we forgetting about one franchise? Because let's just say Jared said the 49ers earlier. I said the Raiders. What about What about the Patriots?
the Pats. Yeah, the Pats for sure.
What about the Patriots, guys? I mean, they ran for 2 decades, almost 3 decades.
Yeah, that's right. I changed my mind. Not Dolphins, Pats.
I mean, that's you were saying you were thinking of a team, and I was like, I think we all slept on the Pats. They're very iconic.
What about the Packers?
I would say they're iconic too,
Lombardi.
because they've been around for so long.
They won too.
They did, yeah. I don't want to say it
Yeah.
and be biased, but I would have to say it's 100%. Dallas is number one. Dallas is definitely when you think NFL, you think of the Dallas. I mean, it's America's team. They're always a 425 game.
What about the Steelers?
I think we just kind of know a lot about them because we're on this side. I don't think West Coast is very much Pittsburghy.
I don't know.
I think
that's a close
that
one
could
too.
be iconic.
100%.
Definitely in
But
the NFL.
we all agree Dallas is number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Jerry World just knows what to do.
Yeah, but they're definitely not going to be in our top 3 most successful teams. So
Yeah.
No.
that's
Well,
fact.
one of them might.
yeah, whatever. Not Cowboys though.
No.
All right. So the next part of this question, who are the 3 most successful franchises? So for me personally, when I looked at that, I said within the last decade or since I've been alive, who are the most successful franchises? I don't know how you guys are going to go about your answers, but that's how I'm going to do mine. So Jake, I'll start with you.
What sport do I get?
No, you can give me all 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
We're all going to have different answers. So
All right. So obviously, football's Patriots. Obviously, the most successful. They've won the most Super Bowls. So it's going to be the Patriots for me for the NFL. NBA, since I've been alive, I'd probably have to say most successful would be Miami. I mean, they won with Shaq. They won with Wade in the thousands. They won with LeBron and D Wade in the early 2011, 2012, and they were in the finals 2 years ago. So I would have to say over the since my lifetime, Miami's probably number one successfully. And then when we on baseball,
yeah,
I really don't. I really can't think much. I'd have to probably say the Yankees. They're just when we were younger, they were. I just remember the Yankees always being around. I mean, their lineups were. They had Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Jorge Posada,
Gary Sheffield,
Gary
Hideki Matsuyama, or
yeah,
Matsui, or whatever his name
Jason
is.
Giambi, Mark Teixeira. So I mean, they're Curtis Granderson was there for a little bit. So I'd have to say probably them or Astros maybe. They've been around for a little bit now.
Yeah, I feel like the Astros were bad, like early 2000s.
Were they?
They were bad for a minute.
Bad.
Yeah.
Boston.
Boston would probably be there, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go with
Probably.
the Yankees, Heat, and Patriots.
Yep.
Jace, what do you got?
See, I mean, a couple of them are going to be the same for me. I mean, Tom Brady ran through the NFL, so I'm going to have to say the Pats.
That's my team too. Patriots are
Okay.
sold. Yeah, they're most successful team
I don't
in the
think that's
last 25 years for sure.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. And then, I'm going to go with the Yankees. But like you said, I mean, Jeter making his debut in '94, and then, I mean, in my lifetime, and I think he played till 2015, so 20 years, 20 plus.
I think he played 20 years. Yeah.
Like the teams that he was a part of and that the Yankees put together were just unbelievable. But for basketball, man, they had a rough spurt. But I'm going to say the Lakers. I think I'm going to say the Lakers because they had Kobe and Shaq dominating. And then once Kobe left, they were bad. And then LeBron again. Honestly, it's whatever team LeBron is on is the most successful. Cavs.
So can we just say
Lakers? Boom.
Can we just say for franchises, we'll just say Tom Brady and LeBron James?
Absolutely. And Derek Jeter. Boom. There it is.
Done. Sold. Yeah.
All right. Next topic.
I can't give my team or
though,
what?
like,
We just did.
But that has something to. I mean, the best player in the league, so to speak, plays a huge role in the success of your team over time. Obviously.
And we said the Lakers for iconic, and they had Kobe Bryant, who's arguably the greatest.
Yeah, and so like when you have guys like that carry your team through years of success, I mean,
Hey,
that's tough to say.
Kylie's also RIP to Mamba. She's wearing a Mamba shirt.
Yeah.
RIP Mamba. All right, I'm gonna give my teams real quick because they're a hair different. Besides Patriots,
Oh,
NFL,
Jared,
done.
it's actually your shirt. If you remember that one, it's the 24 with all the pictures of Kobe.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I found it if you were looking for it.
All right, thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
I'll bring it over tomorrow.
NBA wise, hey, how come we're not talking about the Warriors?
I mean, in the teens, they weren't relevant until 2013.
They've won 4 championships since I've been alive.
I get that. So the Lakers have too, right?
Yeah, they won 4 as well. I'm just saying, like, the Warriors should be talked about too.
Definitely talked about, but
I
I'm
agree.
saying that within the last 10 years, 100% Warriors.
But
It's
if we're
just
going
hard
over
to
the
say.
total 25-year span
They didn't do anything for
of
15
our
years.
lifespan
They didn't do
lifespan,
anything
like,
for 15 years. So
Okay,
for
but
more than
still
half of the
four.
time, they didn't do anything. The Lakers were still relevant for, most of the time.
Okay, but if you're talking about most successful, what are you?
longevity.
Rings and longevity.
Rings, right?
Rings. That's successful as rings.
Longevity.
They have 4. They have 4 over the time I've been alive. That's anybody else got more?
No, I get that. I still think we talked about. I'm just saying 100%. If it was we're talking about that, like since 2000, 100% since then.
Right.
It's just hard to
That's
say
for
over
sure,
25
yeah.
years because more than half of the time they weren't successful.
Yeah. So
So they're bad. They're less than
Cisco
500.
Giants.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
They were always around. Oh, hey, St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah. The Giants have won 3 World Series since I've been alive.
What do the Cardinals have?
I don't know. I didn't look up that one.
I got you. What you? So 96.
I mean,
Yeah.
just look up their rings and just count it back. The Giants won 3 in 5 years.
What years were those? Do you know?
All even years.
2010, 2012, 2014. And they beat the Tigers in one of them, I'm sure. So that's fuck them.
Yep, 2012.
Yeah. Dude, the Tigers were so loaded. Oh my God.
The Cardinals
This is awful.
also beat the
Every
Tigers in the
pitcher
World
on that
Series.
staff now has a World Series ring.
Yeah, and one was like not even a starter on the Tigers.
Yeah, so they had Verlander, Scherzer, Smiley. Who are the other ones?
Sanchez,
Anibal Sanchez
Porcello,
and Rick Porcello.
David Price.
He was on that team in
So
12.
I don't know if they were all on this.
since '96, the Cardinals have 3 championships. They've been in the World Series 5 times.
That's a good one right there too.
And they had a stretch too when they won the World Series in 13, 2012 their NL Championship Series, 11 they were in the World Series and lost, 2009 NL Championship Series, 2006 won the World Series, 2004 where they were in the World Series and lost. So I feel like they were definitely always around.
One quick one that one of our listeners commented about for NBA. So this is a team forever. The San Antonio Spurs.
Ooh. Wow.
How do we not talk about them?
I don't know.
Probably the greatest basketball coach of all time. I mean, is he the greatest basketball coach ever?
The Spurs were
the OG Big Three.
The Spurs were the equivalent to what the Patriots were in the NFL. That's what the Spurs were.
Hey, can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes.
Do you guys think Popovich is the greatest NBA coach ever?
Yeah. Phil Jackson might have to have a word with him.
But it's definitely 1A, 1B. Is it 1A, 1B?
I don't know. Phil Jackson has like 8.
Because he had the Bulls run, didn't he?
He had the Bulls and the Lakers.
Yeah, he coached Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So.
And Shaq, yeah. Scottie Pippen, yeah. But Spurs are definitely a good one. I forgot about the Spurs. That's a good one.
So did I. Wow.
Yeah.
Lefty
All right, let's get into our questions. Yeah, let's get into our questions for each other. Jake, do you have your question that you want to ask Jace in front of you, or do you want me to just do it all? I have them all written down.
If you have them all written down, then yeah.
Okay, so the first one is going to be from Jake to Jace. And this is a 2-part question. Okay?
So tell him what we did. Did you tell him what we did? How we all?
Yeah.
No, are you telling the listeners what we did?
Oh no, you can tell them though.
So basically, what we did here is we all asked each other a question. So I asked Jared a question, I asked Jace a question, and we basically gave each other a day to think about it. And so now here's going to be the answers to all those questions.
All right, Jace. So how much work goes into being a collegiate athlete at a prestigious school like Michigan? That's the first part.
I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard to put into words because it's just like I knew that I wanted to go play baseball in college, but I didn't know where. I didn't know what it took. I didn't know how to do it. Obviously, there wasn't as many avenues as there are nowadays for high schoolers. But it's just like it's really doing the work behind closed doors that nobody sees you doing. Like everybody can go out and practice hard. Everybody can go out and play games really hard. They can go compete on the field, right? The training is everything that you fall back on when things are going bad, right? And so the things that I did on my own, which were mechanics and hours of running to stay in shape, hours of thinking about the game and different situations. There were probably dudes that growing up were better than me. Shit, I'm sitting here talking to one right now. But the things
Thank you.
But like I knew what I wanted to do, and obviously Jared and I had different goals in our life. for different sports, but it's just like I knew what I wanted to do. I don't care where it was, but I wanted to go play college baseball. How did I do that? I just literally did everything in my power to make sure that that would happen to the best of my knowledge. Like, obviously, I can't control a team calling me and offering me a scholarship or teams recruiting me, right? So I can only control what I can control in preparing for games, preparing for a season, working on my craft. It's just a lot of work that nobody sees, and it sucks. It's boring, but at the end of the day, like, you have to realize in the moment, you have to have a very creative mind of like where that is taking you. You know, because like I had no idea where it was going to take me. I could have put all that time in and put all that work in, and it could have led me nowhere. But I was fortunate enough that I had the right guidance where I was doing the right things and I was doing it for a long time, and it led me to an offer. And it led me to be a solid high school player and throw hard and get recruited. So it's a lot of the behind closed doors. Like, that's really what it comes down to, because everyone's playing games. But what are you willing to do behind closed doors when nobody's looking and you're out by yourself and you're in the weight room by yourself? What are you going to do? You know, like that was the hardest part, the motivation for that, and realizing what you're working for, even when you didn't even know what was in front of you. But it's just belief. I mean, belief and confidence in yourself that the things that you're doing are going to get you to achieve your goals of what you want to do in life. That's really it. It sucked, but obviously it was worth it.
Yeah, I actually have a question that I want to add to this. So obviously, being a small lake, I know you played a lot of travel ball. You were in front of some big time teams and so on. How long to adjust from being that dude?
Well, the first time I realized it, I was 15. No, I was 16, and first time playing summer ball with a team out in Cleveland called the Midwest Pelicans. And I was 16, didn't really have a team to play for, and I got put on this 17U team. So I was playing a year up, and I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to go play, and I was a good player at Lake and in the area. I get out there to Cleveland, and there's 14 guys on the 17U team. 11 are committed to Division I schools. 11. And I get there, and I'm 16 years old. This is my playing like serious competitive travel ball. And I'm like, shit. Like, how does this work? Like, how did all you guys do this? And I went in there. I was a bullpen guy. My first couple games, my job was to warm up the right fielder. It was like, honestly, it was just like learning and like understanding and watching what all are in a position that I want to be in. How do I prepare like them? How do I train like them? How do I compete like them? Like, that was the first time that I saw the gap, you know, because at home, like in our area, the gap was really small, like, because you could see just the talent wise, but you get out there, big gap from where I was to where they were. And it's just, that's all. It really is just learning by watching what everybody else does, where they're at, and how they do things to get to a position where you want to be there. Like, it was just, I did it. It happened again my freshman year of college. Again, supposed to be a high recruit, and now we're all on the same team, and we're all competing for the same job. So that was much more difficult because they're my teammates for 4 years. I love them to death. I'll go to war with these dudes, but I want to take your spot. That dynamic was tough. That was really tough. And it took me a few years to understand. I didn't get it until my junior year of college. It took me 2 years to learn that. That dynamic was really tough.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to kind of dive into that and kind of learn a little bit about, because I know for different people it's harder to go and not be that guy. And it's very hard towards the ego because you're not used to that. It's something different. It's uncomfortable. You're like, oh shit. Have I been doing things the right way my whole life or whatever? So I think just from listening to people talk and seeing things from the high school level to the college level, especially when you're going big time like Michigan. So it's cool to hear how your adjustment went and how long it took you. So that's cool to see. So one more question, going back to Michigan. So when were you the most busy? Were you the most busy during season, or were like your off season days more busy? Just a quick answer.
Started, that was vacation. That was
so. Explain.
Go ahead.
Explain a day in the life of you during off season.
All right, so we'd have 4 days a week, 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We'd have 6 a.m. workouts until about 8 o'clock, 8:30 to 2:30. And then practice from 3:30 to 4:30, 3:30 to 7:30, 4-hour practice. And then in the fall, that's when everybody wants to get their grades up so they're eligible to play in the spring, because whatever you do reflects your eligibility in the spring. We're required 2 hours of study hall at our student academic building. So from 8 o'clock to 10 p.m., it was mandatory for us in this building doing schoolwork. So from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m., I wouldn't be home. You go work out, shower at the field, go to class, straight from class to the field, shower after practice at 7:30, go to study tables till 8 to 10, go home. That was from the first month of the fall. You have it's like 8 hours a week you can practice, and then in October to December are 20-hour weeks. So you can practice 4 hours a day, technically, but there's ways to get it. So it's a full-time job.
I'm sure
it's a full-time job. I mean, honestly, the study tables is what saved my ass. If I didn't have those study tables at the end of the night, I don't know how much work I'd be getting done. I'd be going home and going to sleep.
We all know you went after study tables. You didn't go home right away. You made a pit stop at the bar.
Well, not my freshman and sophomore year, Jacob. Come on, I was underage.
Oh, that's true.
No, but yeah, I mean, the fall is the grueling part, and you know that going into it. The fall sucks. Everybody knows it. But you're doing that to be able to have fun and be on vacation in the spring, travel, play, compete. That's when everything everything you did in the fall goes to show on the field, which is fun.
So it's essentially the same for what a football player goes through. The summer and the winter sucks. And once you get to fall and start playing games, that's when the fun begins. So it's the same. I got you. That's cool.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Jace, you come up with any questions yet for Jake or no?
No, go ahead, Jared. Go to the next one. I'll come up with one after this.
I'll ask my question to Jake then. All right, Jake. So who is going to be more affected this year by their breakup? Aaron Rodgers or Devontae Adams?
Yeah, when you asked this question, I thought it was going to be hard, and I thought it was going to be easy answer, and it was going to be Rodgers. Just because losing your number one receiver on any team is going to be tough. But the more I think about it, I think it's going to be Adams who's going to be affected more. Because if you look at it, when he had Rodgers, he's a monster. I pulled up some stats here. So when he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers as quarterback, he's not the same ball player, and it's not even close actually. So Devontae, 1 year, Aaron Rodgers, 2017, hurt his collarbone, didn't play all year. That was Devontae was coming out. He was supposed to be his big year. He had 74 catches, 800 yards, only 10 touchdowns. But he had 4 touchdowns in the first 2 games with Rodgers. The next year, he had 111 catches. So that's what he was supposed to do the year before. Ever since that 74, he's had 111 catches, 115 catches, 123 catches. So I think that has a little bit to do with it. Also, last year, Rodgers didn't play in a game. And it was against the Kansas City Chiefs. Devontae had Jordan Love as his quarterback. He was targeted 14 times, and he had 6 catches for 40 yards. So, that's a small sample size. He also played in the game, the last game of the year with Jordan Love. He had 7 targets. He had 6 catches for 25 yards. So I think he's a completely different player when he doesn't have Rodgers. And I think that has there's a lot to show behind that, because I think when Rodgers is playing, Rodgers can throw the ball to anyone. He's made it known. Last year against Arizona, he didn't have Devontae. He actually didn't have his top 2 or 3 receivers in the game, and he won the game. He still made players make big plays. He put the ball in the breadbasket. So I think they're both going to be affected 100% by the breakup, but I think Devontae is going to be affected more. He hasn't played with his quarterback since college, so I think that has a lot to do with it. Because Rodgers his whole career has been timing routes. He's been timing it for Devontae, but he has to do it for 4 other receivers. Devontae's been timing with only one quarterback the last 7 years, and that's been Rodgers. So he's got to readjust to a whole different timing with Derek Carr. And Derek Carr also has 6 other options on his fucking team.
Right. So you said obviously his stats weren't, which that's just how it's going to be. But who were his fucking quarterbacks? You said Jordan Love. Who else were they?
Brett Hundley.
Okay. Exactly. Who else?
I'm just saying. Yeah, but it has something to do with he was targeted 14 times one game. He has 6 catches.
But just because a quarterback could throw a ball 10 yards over your head and it's still a target.
Yeah, but the other games he has 18 targets, 13 catches, 16 targets, 11 catches, 13 targets, 10 catches, 13 targets, 10 catches, 14 targets, 6 catches.
Yeah, but Derek Carr is closer to Aaron Rodgers than he is to Jordan Love and Brett Hundley. That's just my opinion.
I would give you that, but I still think they're both going to be affected. I think Devontae's going to be affected more just because he's a receiver and he's got to time up with the quarterback.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
And Rodgers has been doing it for how long?
That's true. Yeah,
he just needs to throw the football. He just needs to throw the football.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to – all right, Jake, this is the question you're going to ask me. Okay. So, with Ronald Jones gone and now losing Ryan Jensen to a knee injury, what does this mean for Leonard Fournette? I think it means he's going to get more carries. I think he's going to be on the field more. I honestly am not that mad that Ronald Jones is gone because he fumbled the ball a lot. He missed a lot of assignments, whether that's in pass pro or just missing holes when he was running the ball. So I'm personally, as a Bucs fan, not upset that he's gone. But for Lenny, just think that means he gets a bigger role now. He doesn't have that other back that people are always saying that he's competing with or whatever. And I think you saw a lot of that last year, especially midway through the year and on. It was pretty much Leonard Fournette, and that was it. So he's going to have a big role again. And then you ask what it's going to be like fantasy-wise. I think Ronald Jones can easily be a top 10 fantasy running back if he stays healthy.
Leonard Fournette
He's
or
gonna
Ronald Jones?
Is that who did I say?
You said Ronald Jones.
Sorry. Ronald Jones, no, he's not top 10.
Okay.
Maybe bottom 10. Leonard Fournette will be a top 10 running back if he stays healthy. And I will put any sort of money on that just because he's going to catch 6 balls a game.
I would say he gets a lot of targets, doesn't he?
Those check downs that he gets, 5 to 10 yards. So he's going to have 6 catches for 40 yards a game, and he'll have 15 to 20 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown.
It seems like they like to do those little check downs on the goal line with him too.
Right. So I think
That's
he'll
a
have
touchdown
5 to
catch.
7, 5 receiving touchdowns this year, 10 to 15 rushing touchdowns, maybe 80 catches. I think he's going to be big in fantasy, especially if you're doing PPR, point every reception.
Yeah, he's got
He'll have a
20
good
touchdowns this year.
I think so. 5 to 7 and 10 to 15, so anywhere between 15 and 22.
Go off, Lenny.
If he stays healthy, that's the key. That is the key. And they're also playing 17 games now. You got to remember that. So
True.
the extra game helps a lot. Last year he had he had 8 rushing and he only had 2. He had 10 touchdowns last year, but he only played 13 games. So losing Ronald Jones, and if he stays healthy and plays an extra 4 games, I think he could definitely get there. But top 10 running back for sure, fantasy wise, not in the league. All right, I got a question for Jay Snow. First off,
Give it to me.
Who's gonna win the Michigan quarterback battle? McCarthy or McNamara?
Game 1?
Who is starting for Michigan Wolverines game 1 of the season? Okay. Do you think that changes throughout the year?
Yes, and it's going to be quick.
Why?
If Harbaugh does what Harbaugh usually does, he's going to give seniority to Cade. Just because, one, all year last year and made it to the
Playoffs.
Whatever. Right. So, to that point, in Harbaugh's mind, he's starting game 1. Cade McNamara doesn't make mistakes. He controls the ball, controls the huddle, good leader, right? There's really not many bad things that you can say about Cade as a quarterback on the field, right?
He's small.
The only thing that you could question is his lack of making big plays.
He's small.
Right? He can never extend the play. Okay? You extend him out of the pocket, it's not going to be a big ball downfield. Might be throw it out of bounds, dump it off down low. There's really not much excitement on the field when Cade's out there. But you know who brings excitement? J.J. McCarthy, dude. And this is what I'm preaching to everyone about how Michigan football operates. And I think Michigan football does not adapt to what's going on around them. Okay? You see teams all over changing the way they run their offense, changing the quarterbacks that they recruit, and basing their offense around the quarterbacks that they recruit, right? J.J. McCarthy is their first 5. I don't even know how many years. A long
Chad
time,
Henne.
right? Wow. That's all I got to say. Wow. Anyway, it's time for Michigan to adapt to college football and put your best at quarterback and make the offense around him and let him run that team. Because the best teams do it. And if you're going to want to compete against the best teams, you have to be able to play like the best teams, right? You saw it in Michigan versus Georgia in the playoffs, right? Cade was a sitting duck. He didn't know how to do it. He didn't know how to operate. You had 2 first-round D linemen coming at him every play. Didn't know how to operate because he isn't able to extend the play. You put JJ in there, even if he is a less football intelligent than Cade, let's just say he is. I don't know if that's out there or not. His athletic ability he's able to get out of more bad plays and make good plays out of bad situations than Cade, in my opinion. But week 1, I think Harbaugh's going to give the nod to Cade McNamara. And what really sucks is that there's 3 games that aren't really competitive for all 3. They might split all 3, but I think Cade's going to start all 3. But I think the game 4 is going to be a deciding factor. I'm pretty sure it's a big game. I don't think it's a Rutgers or Indiana or Illinois. I want to say it might be.
I will tell you in just one moment.
I think it's Ohio State.
Anyway, yeah, they changed it. But
all right, this is what they got. Week 4, Maryland.
Okay, Maryland, which isn't a cakewalk anymore.
Okay, first of all, they're going to be 4-0, right?
Sure.
They're home against Maryland, homecoming game. They're not losing if they're 4-0.
But
Iowa City.
But this is what happens. They put the less talented quarterback in, and they start him. And then guess what? Everybody loves him. Why change now? We're 4-0. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
That's what I was going to ask you. So what if let's just say they start 4-0 and they just have dominated everybody. How can you make a change? How?
I agree. I don't know. It has to start week 1, and I don't think it will. But I do think that J.J. McCarthy will be the starting quarterback by the end of the year. I do believe that. That's just my opinion.
All right.
I don't know. I don't have any insight.
So, all right. So let's just say hypothetically, okay, they start 4-0. Cade starts all 4 games. Week 5, they're at Iowa. And Jim Harbaugh goes, fuck it. JJ's start for us to win this ball game. What does that do to the locker room?
I think that the majority of the players on that team know who should be playing quarterback. And I think the majority of them think that it should be J.J. McCarthy. But I think that they feel comfortable with Cade running that team. So if there was a change week 5, I think there might be more of a rally behind that. It would be positive to the team than negative, in my opinion. In the locker room itself. I'm not talking about anything on the field, because the game will change those 2 at quarterback. But I think in the
right
would be the same, maybe even better.
Like what Jared said earlier, they're just one group of guys trying to get one goal, so it doesn't matter who's at quarterback as long as they win.
Absolutely. So I don't think the locker room will be affected. It's just the style of play is going to be different. But if you want to compete against the Ohio States, the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Notre Dames, like, you got to do
Notre
something.
Dame. We're not talking about them. Fuck Notre Dame.
Yeah, they decided not to schedule Michigan until 2033. They got scared.
Fucking pansy.
But yeah, it won't do much. I think it might help them. Maybe that's the kick they need. That's the kick they need right before. JJ's going to start against in the shoe. and that's going to be game to watch. I think Michigan's going to take them down again this year. I really do.
All right, let's move on.
See? Yeah. He's scared a little bit.
I'm not scared.
Oh.
I can't say anything because whatever I say is just I can't talk. I have 1 year of silence. I can't talk. Until that day, and it's 4 p.m. on that day, I can't say a fucking word. Okay, I got to be quiet.
Well, at 4 p.m. comes, you won't be able to say another word for another year. That's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough. All right. Sorry. Moving on.
All right. Jace finally got his questions submitted to the host. He's ready to ask you now, Jake. If you could be the best player in one professional sport, what sport would you choose and why?
Think about it. Think about it.
No, I was doing some thinking, and looking back on it, if I could be the best athlete in the major sport, it's gonna be baseball.
Absolutely.
Here's
Why?
my reasoning. They pay the most. They also have the less strain on your body.
But what?
If I was a player, probably outfielder or third baseman.
You got to play 162 games a year. Well, you probably play 140.
Well, the pitchers don't make that
I'm gonna
much either.
be a closer.
Ooh.
That's what I'm gonna be. I got 1 inning every other day. Come out and throw fucking flames. I mean, so I was basing it off of the baseball thing. If I had a choice, it would have been golf. 100% golf.
I think that would be mine too, honestly.
I get to be Tiger
So,
Woods.
To be the best
pretty much.
golfer in the sport at that time.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Would you play would you be the best golfer on the PGA Tour or the best golfer on the Saudi Tour?
I would be on the PGA.
Yeah, I'd be on the PGA Tour as well.
I'd be on the Saudi Tour because it's money.
Because PGA Tour, I'm making $40 million a year. So I'm cool.
If I'm the best in live golf, I just won $500.
Yeah, and you're also contracted to a bunch of sleazeballs in the Saudi. So
Hey,
contract with those guys because at any moment they could kill me. I'm cool.
Yep.
when my first class jet is flying over the coach plane, we'll be talking.
We're the best in the world, dude. We can afford
We won't be
private
talking
jet.
actually.
I would love to be actually probably the best quarterback. Because if you're coming along with the best quarterback, there's just with that name of being the best NFL quarterback on the planet. It's a title that no one else has. Like you
Yeah,
get looked at differently.
that's true. But if I can hit a golf ball exactly where I want to every single time, that's all I care about.
Hell, I'd pay to.
Well, looks like we lost Jake.
Yeah. Technical difficulty. Must be on my old Wi-Fi.
Yep, you must have sent it to him, huh? Bullshit. We got the last question, and it's a doozy. I love this one.
We need Jacob.
So
here for
Jace
this
wants
one,
to
though.
ask. I know, but I don't know if he's coming back. We'll find out.
All right, just go ahead.
Let's just get the question out there. So 4-man scramble format. I get to pick 3 guys to golf with me. Is that what you're pretty much saying? Or
Sure.
do I have to pick you guys?
Yeah, have to pick us. It'd be go ahead, go on with it.
All right, so I got Jason Jacob on my team in a 4-man scramble, and I get to pick a 4th golfer.
Yep, amateur, not a pro.
Okay, so do I have to say
Just
who
pick
I
one
would
right
pick
now.
for my
Just
golfer?
pick one right now. Yeah.
All right. I'd probably pick Chris.
Okay.
So it's me, us three, and Chris Tucker are a 4-man scramble team, and we're one person now. And we're playing on the PGA Tour. As a 4-man scramble, would we be top 10 golfer in the world? That's the question.
No.
We would be the best golfer in the world.
I think we would easy. I think it's a lock. Top 10.
I think
Everybody else is playing their own ball, but we're
Yeah.
playing a scramble.
No. We lose to.
Jacob, no way.
Guys.
Okay, what is
guys,
what's the worst score we could shoot?
I would probably say like 4 under, 5 under.
Okay, time out. No. We're
Guys,
gonna shoot
4
a
under.
par round.
Cam Smith shoots -9 rounds like every other week.
Yeah, but a top 10 golfer,
we could do
like
the
in a
same.
season. We did a season.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I really don't think so. Okay, we play a scramble now. Okay, guys, just think about this. We play a scramble now. How many times do we not hit a green? I mean, there's 2 or 3 holes we don't hit a green in regulation.
Yeah, but Jacob,
Up and down.
every single scramble that we would play, we shoot above or under 10 under every single time. We're at least at 10 under. And that's lowballing. I would say 12, 13.
Yeah, that's 10 and 11, 12 under at Chippewa. Just what are we going to do at Inverness, or what are we going to do at Pebble Beach? It's going to be a lot tougher.
I understand that, but it's 4 days.
I don't know.
And
I
it's
really,
this whole season.
This is the difference. Where you score is on the greens. We're gonna have 4 putts from every spot.
on
Let's
greens
say-
that- I just don't think so.
On average, let's just say we shoot a 13 under as a 4-man at an easy golf course. Let's just cut that in half. Since we're going to a harder golf course. So let's just say 5 under a round. If we shoot 5 under every round, that's 20 under for the tournament. We're the best golfer in the world.
And with 4 guys, I don't see, it might be different. I've never played a tour course other than Inverness. But bogeys would be rare. I think.
Right. We're never going to get a double
Bogeys would
bogey.
be very rare. Never get a double, ever. But bogey rare.
Yeah.
I think
It's-
it's a lock. I think it's a no-brainer that we're at least a top 10 golfer in the world at the end of the year.
It's a lock. Top 10's locked. Locked.
Wow.
Now I want to go play.
I can't believe you don't
now I
think
want
so,
to go.
Jacob.
I want to go to
can't
Inverness to play a 4-man scramble now.
So do I.
We're gonna go there and shoot -4. Tony Finau's gonna go out there and shoot a -8. So
But he
Yeah,
has to
but
do
we can
that
shoot
for
a
3 more days.
-4 every. Yeah, we can shoot a -4 every day, and that's our bad day.
That's a bad day. Like, what is our worst day going to be? That's my question. Because our best day, who knows? We could shoot a 10 or 12 under.
Man,
The thing is that
now I'm thinking it.
The
are
tour
we gonna be
guys- of all time,
the best of that year. The
I
best
don't even
that
know.
year.
I didn't even know why you joined back. If I knew you guys were talking about this, I just would have called it in the night.
This is my question that I asked Jared.
Yeah, I know. I think I cut it out when you asked the question, but I would not have came back if this was any of the question was.
Hey, if Jacob doesn't believe this, I think he might be off the scramble team.
nope. You said we have to add him. You said it. Nope.
But we could compete to be a top 10 golfer. Absolutely. That's no question.
I think even if it was just us 3,
I'm about to say Chris holds us down a lot.
okay. I don't think that's true.
Chris is the
Tight.
best
All right.
golfer in the group.
He's sure
Where are we golfing? 3-man scramble. Where are we going? Let's go right now. I'm ready.
Chris's basement. We'll go 4-man scramble right now.
Collins Park.
Jake. We played a 2-man at together. That's 2 guys.
Coach.
Okay.
Well, you guys are
Yeah,
still gonna be on the same
alright.
team, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys broke the second. If it's like me and Jared, it's infinite. We had 2 people that it's not good.
Yeah.
oh,
All right,
see
we
you
lost.
later,
We
Jake.
lost Jay again. Good time for him to go. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out this joint. Anything else you want to add, dude?
No, I think we had some good questions, some good convos. I loved it.
Yeah. Hopefully we can
Good
start
time.
more some more people on here, get the chat popping, especially for our Saturday shows before the college football day starts on Saturdays. So yeah, I'm glad it worked. Jake, I don't know why you came back. We're leaving.
I just wanted to say bye.
All right.
That's
All
a
right,
good
guys.
teammate.
We're out of here. Y'all have a good actually no, we'll be back Friday. No, fuck. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do a show Friday night.
Why?
Well, I have a scrimmage, sir.
Oh yeah, I gotta film it. brother.
So
Me and
What
Jake
about Saturday?
will do a live show at the game in the stands.
fuck yes. Well, Jake has to film. I'll be right below him, so you guys can get me in every now and then if you want.
Why can't I be the assistant film director?
You can, or you can be chain gang. We need some chain guys.
Hey, Jared,
Nah.
can I smoke on top of the press box?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
That's fucking stupid. But yeah. So Saturday, let's just plan on Saturday night. We'll do our last preview for the divisions, conferences, or whatever. Divisions. The Dolphins will be a part of it. So I think Jace will have a team actually this week to break it down.
Woohoo!
And we get to talk about some fucking bum ass teams in the NFC East, AFC East. So I'm excited. Really excited.
Oh yeah, Teddy, fuck your Cowboys.
All right.
That's rude. Ted, we love you, buddy. We love you. I promise.
Hey,
But
hey,
all right,
Cowboys.
boys, we're out.
Most iconic team in the NFL.
Hey Ted, ask your dad, Aaron Rodgers, how Christmas is going to be this year.
Okay.
All right.
We're out.
Go Blue.
We're out.
Go,
Adios,
go
y'all.
Pack, go. Go Pack, go.